up, guys? Welcome to my brand new channel. I am Allison Best. I'm your massage bestie. I am a 39-year-old mother of two who went back to massage school at 35 years old at our local community college after having already worked as a business owner for, like 18 years or something. I always knew I wanted to be a massage therapist. It just always spoke to me and called to me, and I didn't really understand why until now that I'm in it. But if that is you and you feel like I would really like this, this channel is for you. It's also for the student or the massage therapist that's currently working for someone else and is looking to going independent and just needs that push, that training, that big sister advice. A lot of people go into massage school not knowing what to expect, not really knowing whether or not they can hack it. And I just kind of wanted to, oh my god, my cat. We were doing so well, and now my cat's playing with the curtains, or the blinds. Fabulous. Anyway, if that's you, and you are looking for some inspiration, some ideas, some practical advice from somebody who's been there and who's been living it for the last 5 years now, this is for you. We'll be talking about mindset, what it takes to be a massage therapist, what you can expect. We're going to talk about pricing. We're going to talk about marketing, all of the things, but from a perspective of somebody that came to business before they came to massage. So when I went into massage school, I was intentional. I knew exactly kind of like my game plan, and I've executed that now that I'm almost 40 and have learned all of that from the time I was, 19, 20 years old to now, working for myself. So I'm hoping this can help you skip some of the drama, make better choices, and really just be secure in building a business that works for you and serves you and your family. Because massage has been a huge solution in my life. It makes me very happy. I really, really enjoy it. I love the business that I've built for myself. I love my clients, and I really do think I can help and know a lot about just kind of things you might not think about if you've never owned your own business before. So 2025, there's never been a better time to start your own business or have your own business. The technology that's available, the tools that are available, the society expectations that are out there surrounding appointment-based businesses. We really are just living in a time where if you build it the right way, it's going to serve you. So if you put in like the work up front and automate a lot of your business, like you can have the lifestyle that you are kind of dreaming of right now as an LMT. That's kind of how it started for me. I was getting massages. I had gotten massages for 10 years before I went to massage school, but I was just paying attention to like my massage therapist, knowing what she charged, knowing like probably how many massages she does a week, and the math was mathin', if you know what I mean. So if you are in that position and you're going, I don't know if I can make this work, it makes sense, but I'm going to stop you right there because it does make sense. It absolutely does. If the numbers are there and they don't lie, all you have to work on is your confidence, your skill, and you'll get there. Become undeniably good and the rest will follow, right? So we're going to dive into that. I hope you'll stick around, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be making a whole lot more. My cat's attacking the blinds again. So here we go. Okay, so you have to be really honest with yourself if you're going to go into a career like this, because as I know from all of my clients, they are all, I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you do this all day. You'll hear that a lot, and you've probably maybe even thought that about a massage therapist or a body worker or somebody who is working with their hands all day. My husband's a landscaper. People say it to him all the time. He does 80-pound block he's carrying around. Like, not everyone wants to work like that or even can. So you have to be really honest about your desire and ability. Are there things that, strength-wise you need to work on? Is there maybe a modality you want to go into that's not as hard on the body? Or are you going to be a deep tissue person and you've got what it takes to do that? But no matter who you are and what you choose to do in life, you have to train for the life you're living. So for me, I definitely started out deep tissue, and still the majority and bread and butter of my business is deep tissue mixed in with some integrative, different nervous system regulation techniques. But it does require a lot of my body. So I do have to train. I'm hypermobile, likely have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, I have chronic pain. It's one of the reasons I got into massage to begin with, is because I know how helpful it was for me. And so I have just really had to become disciplined in the way that I train my body. And I know that sounds like dramatic, like I'm training for this, but you really do have to. And a lot of it is boring, slow, strength building and mobility work be really helpful, but just making sure you're holding yourself correctly, you're training those back muscles and rhomboid muscles to hold yourself upright. You're not letting imbalances take over as you continue to use like your pushing muscles all day. And you definitely need that. And when you're in massage school and you're doing clinicals, that should be like the hardest time on your body of all times. Because if you do it right, you can build a business where you're not having to do, like when I was in clinicals, we did 4 or 5 in a row. And I do not work like that now. So if that gives you hope, I hope it does. But yeah, you definitely have to kind of work with your body and your nervous system and not against it, which is one of the things I love about being an LMT. It provides the lifestyle that I need to take care of myself in all of those other ways, both in the fact that like I struggle with overstimulation in a workplace. I've always burned out at other jobs, worked in offices, worked under fluorescent lights. They give me migraines. Like there's just a lot about massage that kind of drew me in. And so if you're one of those people, you like the low lights and the quiet and the one-on-one rather than like bigger group interaction, like those are things that really work for me. I stuttered and messed up and had to start over, but it's the first video, give me a break. But I love that. I love that I get socialization from my clients, different levels, varying levels, and it's day to day. Sometimes we talk, sometimes we don't. I let them lead on that. I usually do not respond I do not talk unless they're just responding to something, unless I can just tell that that's the kind of, I don't know, you get to know your clients so you can meet their needs on multiple levels. But I would say the vast majority of the time at this point in my career, I'm being pretty quiet. And it's very nice and relaxing. So if that's something that you are like, oh, I like the idea of not having like a high pressure talk and response and like having to say the right thing, it's really good. I get to approach my clients as myself. I get to show up with all of the things that I've experienced in life and relate, and I love that. So if that speaks to you, definitely I say there is an aspect of being a little bit of a therapist in a way, like a talk therapist in a way, but really it's just holding space and being a container for whatever the client needs that day. And bodywork is so intricately like intertwined with your mental health, with your nervous system, that there's no way around it. It's very holistic in nature, and it can be very, very powerful, both physically and emotionally and mentally. And some of my clients, I would say, definitely come to me for both. They're definitely getting the body work and feeling better and moving better, but they're also like calmer and more regulated after. And that is the approach that I take, and it's a good one. So you just need to be intentional. So there's definitely room for different kinds of massage therapy and practices, and I think that is key in when you are launching your own business, deciding what you want that to look like, because with every intentional decision comes the result that you want. So anyways, but when I was in school, I definitely think that was something that was lost on people. A lot of people go into massage school thinking it's one thing and it's not, and they don't make it. A lot of people go into massage school not realizing that it is a medical profession, and you're going to have to learn a bunch of muscle names and kinesiology, and you do have to grasp those things just to get past the MBLEX. So I know a lot of people don't pass the MBLEX. So it's definitely getting through all of that part, and then it becomes a lot less by the book, if that makes sense. So I think it's important to envision what you want your life to look like after school to decide if you're willing to go through the school to get there. But it makes me really sad to see people who go through massage school and then never pass the MBLEX. So I won't bullshit you on that. It's not easy. The MBLEX is intentionally a difficult test. And I definitely didn't think I was passing it when I was sitting there taking it, but I did. And it was like, sweet, I don't have to do that again. And then a lot of that information, as far as like being able to recall like what something is off the top of my head, might not be there, but you learn more in 360 in real life what the muscle does and how it relates to the other parts of the body, and you're golden. So in practice, that stuff's not as important as just the understanding, but being able to talk about it back is something that just comes with time. And so don't be scared if you're in massage school and you're struggling. I advise everyone that's in massage school to take a shitload of practice tests. Just keep practicing and taking practice tests. And if you're not passing the practice tests, you're not ready to take the NCLEX. Makes sense? Once you start to pass them, now you're confident and you can go take the NCLEX. So there you go. That's my life hack to get through massage school. But getting through massage school is one thing. Starting your own massage business is completely another. And when you become a licensed massage therapist and you are deciding, okay, now what am I going to do with this? I think a mistake a lot of people make is that they go into, oh, well, I need to get experience, or I need to yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I disagree really strongly with that. I do think if you're somebody who has not been in the world a lot, maybe you're young, you haven't had a lot of jobs, I think that kind of a position can definitely teach you some things about the world. But as far as setting yourself up for a long-term career and a success as a body worker, I don't think working for someone else is going to be that helpful. I said it. Who said that? It was me. So yeah, if you're willing to go work for someone else for $20, $30 an hour, whatever it is they're offering, I don't even know these days. I know when I started out, like, there were people making $20-ish to $30-ish an hour doing massage therapy for a business, and then they're locked into doing what the business wants them to do. So whether that's 5, 6 in a row on a day, whether that's working every day, that just doesn't work for me. That's not why I got into this. So I never did work for anyone else. I took the 15 to 20 years of business experience I had, and I said, okay, this time when I start into this new business, I'm going to do it right. So for me, that looked like knowing that I wanted to work out of my own space. I definitely feel like massage is one of those like low entry as far as there's not a lot of overhead is what I'm trying to say. So like some businesses you start, you have to buy a lot of equipment and it's thousands and thousands of dollars. Like my husband's a landscaper and they have to have trucks, they have to have wheelbarrows. I was like, wagons, what is this thing? All this stuff, and it adds up. It's very expensive, and even just buying a vehicle and a place to store it is huge. With massage, and I was a photographer before, both are low overhead in comparison. Yes, camera equipment is expensive, but that's all you need. Massage tables and sheets and lotion are the bare minimum, and they're not all that expensive. So definitely keeping in mind as you're laying the foundation for what you want your lifestyle to look like, you have to consider that. Do you want to rent a space and be out of your home? Do you want to build it into your home? Mine's in my garage. We built out a very nice room and space in my garage. I love it because it's sound controlled, it's quiet. The air conditioning and heating unit works great and can be set to whatever I want, and it's quiet. And before I was on a busy street, so we had street noise, we had sirens, we had Honda CR Civics like ramming their engines down the road, and it was kind of annoying. And we also had my landlord, like, he was older and he just would come around and like jiggle the handle while I'm in the middle of a massage, and it made me crazy. So getting back to being in my own space, which was always the plan, has been excellent, both for my mental health, for not having to commute and stress myself out driving, for not forgetting things at home, because that's me. I forget things all the time. I have ADHD, and it's constantly like, oh shit, I don't have my keys to my studio. I've left my sheets sitting on the washing machine. Like, this eliminates a lot of those problems. So for me, the OMT lifestyle is that it's being able to exist and work and it feeling seamless. Like, I get up, I get ready to whatever level I feel like getting ready that day. Some days it's more than others, but because I've built a clientele that knows me and they're here for the work, they don't even care. Like, no one's gonna care what I look like. But I do think it's important to, at least show up in a way that is authentic and that people can relate to. So yeah, today I definitely, I still didn't do my hair, but I put a little lipstick on and some mascara, but this is about the best that you get. And that, for me, is who I am. When I worked in an office and I felt like I had to get into business casual, a dress, a blazer, like nice shoes, I was so uncomfortable from the second I got into that outfit. It made my whole day, like, by noon, I'm like, I wish I could go home and put on comfier clothes. So if that also is you, like, I love that as a independent business owner, kind of no matter what it is you're doing, you get to show up as yourself. And that is going to be key in connecting to the clientele that you want and that are going to make your life easier. So you're not trying to be everything to everyone. I think that's a really beautiful thing about this work is you have a purpose for your clients, and if you play your cards right, your clients are going to be your people. And I know it maybe sounds like a pipe dream right now, but it's intentional. You just have to do it intentionally. So it's not being every modality to any person that wants it any time of the day. It's creating a business that says, these are the times that I work. This is what my schedule is. This is the kind of client I want, and this is what I'm going to do to reach those kinds of people. And that goes as marketing, pricing, location, vibes, like, the kinds of service that you're providing. It can go into a lot of things, and that's a video for another day. But I think you can become a massage therapist and have a very exhausting lifestyle, or you can become a massage therapist and have a very aligned lifestyle. And that is my goal for this channel, is to help you get to the place where you feel like you're aligned with your work. It's going to make it more beneficial for people, more impactful for people, and for you. We don't want to forget ourselves in this. Like, what is the point if we are also not having any fun? So let that just be kind of everything that you decide in your business goes through the lens of, like, is this getting me to this lifestyle that I'm trying to create for myself? And if it isn't, then we don't worry about it. Like, for me, this is just, for instance, and this is not a great example of how you should be, this is just real life. I don't answer my telephone. I wish I could. That is the certain brand of the autism that I have, is like, if you are calling me and I didn't know you were calling me, I'm not probably going to answer that phone call. Like, there's a very short list. And I wish I was better about it, but it's one of those things that over the years has kind of resolved itself because of technology. So when I was a photographer 15 years ago and somebody would call, I felt like I need to be the first one to call them back because they're shopping for a photographer, and if I'm the first, that's going to make me the one. And that mindset really shifted for me, where I wanted my work to kind of speak to people to the point where when they call me, they already know they want me. So it's not really going to matter how quickly I get back to them, or if I don't call them back, I email them back instead, because they want me. And the same thing happens in massage. If you become undeniably good and you get results for those first set of clients that you're calling in, the business builds itself. Everybody has pain. Everybody has things that they need body work for. So it's a very wide ocean, and you can cast a very small net and then grow it from there. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that one. You definitely can't skip just being really good if you want to have this lifestyle. But, niche down, find out what you're good at, get really good at it. Step 1. Step 2, start to put out there the message of what it is you're trying to create. And that can look like a lot of different things. We can go more into that later.